Yeah, I think that's one of the big things, that Scott can be that spoiler through the course this weekend. We've seen it all the way through this season, how strong Ducati can be, how effective Scott Redding can be as well. What's going to be interesting for Redding is it's a level playing field here. We've seen it at different times this year. When we went to Most or Navarra, they were tracks where he was really strong, and they were tracks that were brand new for everyone as well.
Conventional wisdom over the last 3 seasons has been that it's generally been KRT who've been the riders with the experience, the team with the experience. So they've been the ones who've hit the ground running, as it were, at circuits that they've visited before. You only need to look back at Assen as being the perfect example of that. Jonathan Rea was never troubled at the Dutch round. So this weekend throws up something very different.
Yeah, this is going to be something completely different, and this is where having an adaptable bike really comes into its own. What bike's been the most adaptable all the way through the season? It's been the Yamaha. We've seen it all the way through this year, where different Yamaha riders have been really strong at different points, whether you're looking at Toprak all the way through the season, or you're looking at Andrea Locatelli or Garrett Gerloff at different points. Then that really has been the bike to be on if you're just looking for something that works in a very big operating window.
Inevitably, the final round of any season is always a time for goodbyes. It's going to be an emotional weekend for this man, Chaz Davies, who bows out of World SBK at the end of 2021 and at the end of an illustrious career, one of World SBK's top 10 all-time greatest riders. I don't think there's too much doubt about that. Chaz Davies not alone in making what is a likely departure from the World SBK paddock. A couple of other riders not confirmed for retirement as such, but the likes of Leon Haslam, who you can see making his way down pit lane, likely to be moving on from the paddock at very least next season.
Yeah, for Chaz, obviously he came out a little bit early to Indonesia as well, so he's making the most of this week, a few days surfing. And for Leon Haslam, it looks like it's going to be the end of his time as a full-time rider in World SBK, but it looks almost certain he's going to be racing next year, probably in BSB and in the Endurance World Championship. So we might see him in as a wild card again at some point in the future, but certainly this looks like the end of his full-time time in World SBK.
Yes, and a similar situation for Tom Sykes as well. His ride not confirmed. As far as 2022 is concerned, there's been a lot of speculation linking him with a move back to BSB as well, and a few words about a potential move over to Moto America, for example, for Tom Sykes. But as far as World SBK retirement, that's Chaz Davies who made that announcement in a press conference just a couple of short rounds ago, while he was out on the injury list, in fact. Whereas for Tom Sykes and Leon Haslam, they intend to extend their careers, but it looks likely not to be within World SBK.
Yeah, no real surprise that Chaz decided that if he wasn't racing in the World Championship, he wasn't that interested in keeping racing. Whereas for someone like Haslam, you'd be very surprised to see Leon hang up his helmet, because he just loves it. He wants to be out there racing all the time. You can see there for Van der Mark and for Toprak just running in a little bit deep. That's down into turn 10, one of the slower corners of the track, and just exploring the track limits there. But certainly there's going to be a lot of riders running off at different points during the course of the action in this 45-minute session. It is going to be trying to get yourself up to speed.
Yes, both late breakers, but even for them that was a little unusual. Just making the best use of the runoff area. That's what it's there for, isn't it?
That's it, exactly. And especially on your siding laps as well, you want to be able to make sure you're able to just get as much information as possible. And certainly for Toprak and Van der Mark, it's going to be important for them. This is a big weekend for both those riders. Michael's got Indonesian heritage, always keen to get back here, and he's excited to race here in front of the Indonesian fans. And then obviously for Toprak, he wants to make sure he's able to just be fast all the way through this weekend, build himself up, and get himself ready for a potential title decider tomorrow.
In a weekend of farewells, just caught sight of Scott Redding a couple of moments ago. Of course, this will be a final round for Scott Redding with Ducati. He'll be moving on to BMW machinery next season. One of the big surprises, one of the early surprises actually, of a very early silly season, and Scott Redding moving on to BMW machinery, certainly the big talk